Hi there and welcome back to Triplicate. And it's been a while since we've done anything on the remote control lorry, the big rig. And I did actually record quite a lot of video on trying to get this speed sensor working. And here we have what I've got. So that was the speed wheel I cut, homemade, and can you see this? There is the reflective opto sensor mounted in the back, and it sort of worked-ish, but this was not very well made. And you can get them laser cut from a drawing, so I thought of doing that. And also there's problems with the wheels falling out too easily. I needed to hold them down, and then I thought, well, I'm still not entirely happy with the way it runs, especially at low speed. First point, and second point, I mean, it doesn't carry any change of weight. If we go back to here, well, that is the load in the truck, and it'll be run on hard surfaces on the flat. So we can simply calibrate the speed. Say we're putting this much power in and it goes this fast. So I've abandoned the speed measurement. Out she comes. That'll go off there. So I think what I am going to do next is actually assemble the battery box, the motor driver and the Arduino into the trailer unit, so I can put it all on the ground with all its wheels on it and actually drive it backwards and forwards. That will allow us to assess whether we can get it to do what we want it to do with the existing motor. And well, we changed the motor on the front, so if we can't get it to do what we wanted to do with this motor setup, we'll change the motor on the back. So what I shall do is turn you off, do some mounting of these in the trailer, and then we'll have a look at seeing if we can actually get it to move. Okay, heads up on how to take the trailer apart. Screw there, screw there, the wheels come off, and then screws, 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 I think that's them all. Hold the base on to the top. Okay, it all fits in very snugly, and even, look at that, the top goes, fits back on nicely. So, we're in luck. So I shall go and drill some holes in this bit and put some screws in, and yep, off we go. Okay, so she's all wired up. Arduino, driver board, battery cases, and somewhat improvised fuse holder, because I thought, I'll put that way, you can possibly see it now, taped up, because I thought it might be a good idea to have a fuse in the batteries. It's spoilt using a current limited power supply up to now. So the next thing I'm going to do is use the aforementioned supply and just power her up and check everything is okay. So that's plugged in. Again, you can't see the supply, you have to take my word for it. So we've got 12 odd volts on the supply and the current limit turned right down. So if we bring the current limit up. That's not good. If we bring the current limit up, we get lots of current and not much voltage, so something is amiss. So I shall investigate that. Okay, so woe is me, for I connected the power supply up the wrong way round. So time to find out whether I've destroyed anything or everything. Oh, that looks good. It's come. Oh. So, can you see that flashing through the holes in the board is an LED, so it looks like something's happening on the Arduino. I did unplug the remote control. That is the bit that I can't readily replace, so I'm going to turn her off, connect that up again, and see if that's still alive. Right, turning the current up again. Voltage comes up nicely and the current stays down at about 50 milliamps. So I do not know what code is currently in the Arduino, so it may well be that it will operate the steering. So shall we see? Ah, did you see that? The wheels just moved. We will once it back on. Can you see? It's in the shot. Right. So now she's actually working. I will enable some code that runs the back wheels, and I will put the wheels back on the trailer, and this bit on here that the trailer hooks up to I will remove, sadly, the speed sensor opto, and as I say, update. Try and make sure we've got some code that'll drive the wheels, and let's see if we can get it to move. So I will do those few things and bring you back. Okay, so here we are with much fiddling with software. I've set it up with this terribly new and high-tech and, well, 40-some-year-old switch. So I can switch between PWM as Arduino expected to be, and chunky great pulses as I developed to try and get it to go as we wanted it. The back wheel's off the ground at the minute. Oh, and I discovered that you can't run PWM output on digital pins 9 and 10 when you're using the servo library. That took me half an hour to figure that one out, wondering why it didn't work. Anyway, we're all wired up as we want it, and it's blocked up so the back wheels are off the ground, so it's not going shooting across the desk. So here we have, yep, it's singing to me. And yes, it sort of accelerates fairly gently, and then you let go of the acceleration and it eases down, and what would normally be the reverse is the brake. So if I put that over, it starts kicking, and it's not perfect because it's just code to see where we are. So now I am going to turn her off, disconnect the USB, the code should be in there, disconnect the power supply, you see that, and put these batteries in. And I don't have an on-off switch at the minute, so I'm going to have to pull a battery out to stop it. Okay, so that's the power supply off and disconnected. This is the USB, which is a bit tight. Can you see that? Yeah, get it round the board. So if we put the batteries in, there we go. Always use batteries of the same type and from the same manufacturer, unless you don't have 8 batteries the same. Right, so now if I So there we go, so I am now going to set us up downstairs in the kitchen where there's a decent bit of floor space, and we'll give it a go on the ground. Oh, and the steering still works. Okay, so here we are in PWM mode, and well, here we go. And you can hear us singing. Okay, so the aim is to go slowly here. And if that's the trouble, it'll set off and crash. So we switch the little switch and turn around, and let's have another go. Hit the door. So there we go. Better, but still not really what we're looking for. Okay, so time to make a decision, and an executive one. So the PWM had the problem that it takes so much voltage to create enough torque to actually get the thing on the move, and then because of stiction, which is the getting it going force, which is higher than the friction when it's moving, it's off and it's going too fast. And I don't think there is any way around that with the current setup. So the way I was trying to get over that was use short pulses at low speed, so we overcome the stiction, move a short distance and then stop, which is jerky and rattly and not very good. And also we find that what will happen is the drive wheels will just jerk round and skid and the truck won't move forwards. What little chance I had to try the steering, I was reasonably happy. Could probably do with being a bit quicker, but seemed to work okay. So I think, and I know the idea originally was to just take the original truck, add some software to make it better, but it seems like the hardware isn't up to it, so we've already replaced the front. So I think we're going to replace the drivetrain, the motor and the transmission with something that will serve us better. And I already have taken the decision and purchased some motors to try. So we have a stepper motor, Clank, which is a beast of a thing, which would probably work great, but no way is going to fit in there. These things are used on the larger 3D printing machines. We have a brushless motor, and you think, well, it's seized, but actually this plate, should we try and hold it up to the camera? This plate is the fixed bit and this is just the magnet. You can see that turning at the back. So we'll try that. And I have another brushed motor with a metal gearbox, so we'll try that. You never know. So this is just the similar setup to what's in, but hopefully better quality. And we have another stepper motor, and these little babes are the ones they use to work the focusing mechanism on cameras. So I suspect it's just not going to have enough go, but it's a dinky little thing. And that's another stepper motor. So in the next video I shall be having a look at these four motors and making a decision as to where we're going to go with the drive motor on the big rig. So I'm going to leave that here for this video, make it a shortish one. So for now it's goodbye. Subscribe, leave a comment, maybe thumbs up. So for now it's goodbye from Triplicate, home of interesting electronics. Goodbye.